And up next here, we got an absolute banger between Cam Teague and Lerryan Douglas. Lerryan Douglas, he's finally getting a shot to fight for the UFC. It used to be the case that if you won the LFA title, and especially if you defended it, you got to get your shot at the UFC. But Douglas, he won the LFA title in August of last year. He defended it in January, and he still has to go through the contender series to get a shot. But he has an ugly record. He's 12-5, so you can kind of overlook him. But his losses have been against good fighters, and he's tested himself throughout his career. He's also won 4 in a row and 5 of 6. And all 4 of Lerryan Douglas's wins in LFA, he was the underdog. So if he wins here, it should be time to start giving Douglas more respect. And the bookies already are. I mean, the guy's minus 500 in this spot. But Cam Teague, he's another fighter on this card looking for redemption. He fought on Contender Series last September. He got knocked out in the first round, but he faced Kevin Vallejo, so it was a tough draw, and he's won 2 in a row since. Overall, Teague is 9-1, so he's been able to defeat everyone not named Kevin Vallejos and look impressive. And outside of Austin Lingo, though, his wins are really nothing to write home about. This probably will be his last chance to get into the UFC. And part of the reason for his opponent, Lerryan Douglas's career turnaround, is he aligned with the Bloodline Combat Sports. And when it comes to underrated gyms in the sport, I would argue Bloodline Combat is up there. It's manned by Cub Swanson. There's a lot of other UFC fighters there as well. Just some of the names that train there include Cub Swanson, Rafa Garcia, Danny Silva, Dan Argueta, fellow LFA champion Richie Miranda, beast wrestler Chris McCarthy, and other guys as well. But almost everyone out of that camp is in great shape. They're gritty, and Douglas is included in that. Douglas is an aggressive pressure fighter. He's a pace pusher. He holds his hands high. He tries to stay tight with his guard. He walks fighters down. He can cut the cage off well. He uses his pressure to draw out counters with his hooks. His hands are fast. He throws heat. And he has to be forward to be successful. When you push him backwards, he doesn't really have the same level of power. He can't kick. But you do have to be careful to avoid his hook counters. If you can press him, use kicks, come up the middle with shots, you can land. Douglas struggled quite a bit with the kicks of Isaac Thompson, but he did okay in round 1. But when Thompson felt Douglas slow down a little bit, started to pressure him, his kicks started to land clean. He landed a lot of body kicks and then eventually went up top and finished Douglas with a head kick. But since then, Douglas has came back and he looked much more loose in the stand-up. His head movement has improved. He has implemented better leg kicks. He's being a bit more patient and evasive. And he still brings the power. I was pretty impressed with Douglas on the feet. He does a good job attacking all levels, throws nice leg kicks, body kicks. He has a nice jab. He throws big power with his hooks and his overhands. He's patient. He finds his shots. And he's getting better at using his rips to the body to set up head strikes. If you let Douglas go forward, he's difficult to deal with. His power is intimidating. He pretty much froze a good fighter in Elijah Johns and then knocked him out. And he has serviceable takedown defense. I feel like if you have a really explosive shot, you possibly will be able to get Douglas down. But his sprawl isn't bad. He has heavy hips. He has a couple submission losses, but his last loss via submission was in 2018. When he fought good wrestlers in his last 2 fights, he's been able to keep it standing and find the knockout in the second round. So he was able to defend a body lock versus Elijah Johns in round 2 and reversed, got on top, and ground and pounded him out almost immediately after. So he showed that if you try to take him down, he could finish you as well. But conditioning for Douglas looked on point. He fights at a high pace. Cam Teague, though, he's extremely fun to watch as well. He's an absolute dog. He tries to Homer Simpson you. Big fighter for the division. Normally, he's a good bit taller and longer than his opponents. But in this fight, though, Douglas, although 1 inch shorter, has a 3-inch reach advantage. But Cam Teague, he's good at just eating shots, coming back with his own. He'll stay in your face. He's coming with counter crosses, uppercuts. He's sneaky fast with the hands, and he has good power. He'll put together some decent hand combinations when he can get going. And he pushes a crazy pace, too. Unless you can knock him out, you aren't going to get him to back up. And this fight, Teague will need to absorb some huge heat, though. I think Douglas is going to be able to land low kicks, body head punches, and he's shown one-shot power. So if Teague can eat the shots and back Douglas up, maybe he could fatigue him and go to work. But I think the body attack and other things could be detrimental for Cam Teague. But, I mean, I think this fight ending in a KO is almost a certainty. One of these guys is going to hit the canvas. Either Douglas is going to pick his shots and his power be too much for Cam Teague, or Cam Teague will break Douglas, start ripping his body, maybe find a knee up the middle or just overwhelm him. But personally, though, I think if Douglas goes to the body, just extends his combinations, he could put Teague out how Vallejos did. Teague has good offense. He's fast. He has heart. But at this stage, everyone has good offense. You need defense and more technicality, and that's the difference here. And I see Douglas finding the knockout within 2 rounds. So give me Lerryan Douglas. I'll say first round KO.